Now, Indian agencies have now, we're given to understand, prepared a legally solid court-ready case holding the owners culpable for deaths due to negligence. But procedural lapses, missing documents and unclear charges have slowed this entire extradition process. Authorities are investigating if the accused perhaps travelled through multiple countries, which complicates coordination with each nation's immigration and requires diplomatic clearance also, which could cause further delays. From what we do know right now for certain is that the Luthra brothers, immediately after the fire broke out at Birch by Romeo Lane, fled to Thailand. This was a 5:30 a.m. Indigo flight that they took. Around 10 a.m. they were in Thailand, in Phuket in Thailand. Now we are given to understand in this in the information that we're just getting right now that Indian agencies have prepared a legally solid and court-ready case holding the owners culpable of deaths due to negligence. However, there may be a couple of other snags that they might face, and that could cause further delays in this case. Also, Yesha, let me just come back to this is just further proof that this was a well hatched out, fleshed out plan immediately executed after Birch by Romeo Lane was ravaged by the fire and the 25 lives that were lost. They took an Indigo airline flight on a day when some 600 to 700 flights were cancelled. They managed to avert authorities each step of the way. Really, this was a well executed plan as of now.
Absolutely. Here this of course raises questions about how within a couple of hours, even before the FIR was filed, even before an LOC could be issued against Luthra brothers, was where they managed to escape from Delhi. Within a span of less than half an hour or an hour was where they were out of their house. Within less than 5.5 hours of the tragedy, they were already on a flight to Phuket. Now, what's important to note here is that when it comes to connecting with the central agencies and the diplomatic powers of all the countries. So far, we've heard Goa police saying that they'll get Luthra brothers back very soon. But like we know that it is a long diplomatic process. Though a blue corner notice has been issued, it also means that the treaty that India has with Thailand, they would have to in fact refer to that, and then there'll be diplomatic channels wherein discussions can take place. But one of the loopholes, right here is that if they've managed to escape, have they managed to escape on a valid visa? If not, if they're staying there, it could be easier to get them deported, then get them via diplomatic channels. All of this is something that the agencies are still mulling to understand, and this is of course where the entire to and fro is taking place between the central agencies and Goa police. Yes.
Absolutely, Yesha, and thank you so much for bringing us the latest on this. Of course, as you've mentioned as well, this appears to be a well fleshed out plan, and it's shocking really that within an hour and a half, this all was done within that span, an hour and a half, when they left for the airport, took that flight, Indigo flight from New Delhi to go to Phuket, Thailand. The brothers took their drivers and took their cars. Now we are hearing that one of the drivers of Saurabh Luthra has been arrested, and that could further give us clues as to what really was going on here. But this does really point to a larger nexus here. Perhaps they did have some inside intel on this also. We are of course also getting more reactions which are pouring in. Let's just listen into some of those.
हमने 11:15 के अप्रॉक्सीमेट वहाँ पे एंट्री की थी क्लब में। बस वहाँ पे म्यूज़िक चल रहा था, डांसर्स थे, डांस कर रहे थे, इंजॉय कर रहे थे हम लोग। हम इनफैक्ट हम वीडियो भी बना रहे थे। तो वहाँ पे गन फायर जो चलता है, परफॉर्मेंस के साथ जो चलता है, स्पार्कल गन जो चलता है वहाँ पे, वो भी 3-4 बार चला। मुझे सब बोला गया है कि हाँ सिलेंडर फटा, बट ऐसा नहीं हुआ। वो आग जो लगी थी मेरे हिसाब से उसी से लगी है। लोग पैनिक करने लग गए, लोग भागो 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 पैनिक करने लगे, चीखने चिल्लाने लग गए। एकदम से इतना धुआं हो गया वहाँ पर। मैं थोड़ा सा आगे बढ़ी, मेरी फैमिली थोड़ा सा पीछे रह गई। लोग धक्का मुक्की करने लगे, और मुझे ऐसा लगा कि मेरे हस्बैंड ने मेरी तीनों सिस्टर को साथ में लेके वो नीचे चले गए। उनको
अच्छा, आपको ऐसा लगा?
हाँ, और वो नीचे की तरफ चले गए शायद। मैम कंपनसेशन जो भी वो बता रहे हैं, मुझे एग्जैक्टली पता नहीं वो कितना है, बट जैसे मुझे मेरे फैमिली मेम्बर्स ने बताया है, बट आई एम नॉट सेटिस्फाइड विद दिस। क्योंकि मैंने अपनी फैमिली के मैम 4 लोग हुए, मेरे हस्बैंड जो मेरी फैमिली के करता धरता थे। क्या होगा हमारी फैमिली का? मेरी मम्मी के, मेरे पेरेंट्स को देखो मैम, उनके एक साथ 3 बेटियाँ, उनके एक दवाई एक साथ ख़त्म हो गई, 4 लाशें घर से निकली है। उनकी सिंपैथी से क्या होगा? जब उनको बचाने का टाइम था तब उन्होंने किसी ने एक्शन नहीं लिया, अब वो सिंपैथी दिखा रहे हैं जब सब लोग ख़त्म हो गए।